Good morning and welcome to Crypto Corner. I'm your host, Greg Harriman, and we've got a lot of exciting stuff happening. We've been talking about this for well over a year, and now we're moving into the bull run phase, which is fun. Last week or 2 weeks ago, we talked about higher lows. So you're going to see where almost everything that we have now made a higher low. And so we're building off that. Bitcoin is on a tear right now. We got a new chart to show you on that. And anyone just joining us, what did we decide to do a year ago? We decided to do safe, secure, and able to sleep. We've been doing that for about a year. We're up, and even though this says currently over 4 times since August 23, you'll see today that we're actually 7 times. And part of that is because Bitcoin is making this surge, and we've been buying Bitcoin since about 32,000. So let's just get started. I like showing this because this is what we've been showing for a couple of months, saying, look, we're going to get to the 180 days past halving of Bitcoin, and then we're going to start to move. This just shows we had to get to the green box. We're at that 200-day time frame, and look at Bitcoin. Boom! Now we're actually moving. We're almost at 90,000, and one thing I would say is watch the RSI here because we are going to retrace. So we could have drawn a line straight across here, and that's about where, and you'll see it on the Solana chart. That's about where we'll retrace to. So I think we got a little pullback right now, and then we go higher, and then we have another pullback, and then one of these is going to be a substantial pullback. It's going to be 25% or something like that. And so if you time that right, you could sell, and then you could buy back in. What we do is we sell 20%, 10% of our portfolio into that. And then if it keeps going up, then we just look for coins that haven't reached that yet. And we're going to show that like Bitcoin's going to rip first, then ETH, and then the large caps. So we're going to get to alt season. We're not even there yet, and everything is pumping. So when it pumps, it's going to be substantial, and that's where we think we're really going to make our dollars in our group. So this is what I was just talking about. The flow of money is moving into Bitcoin. You see everyone from BlackRock to everyone else starting in the US now that Trump is elected. Love him, hate him, or whatever. I don't really care. What I care about is what do I think he's going to do for Bitcoin? I think Bitcoin is going to go up. I think he's going to have a strategic reserve. That money's just going to be sitting in Bitcoin. They're not making any more. So as that sits there, it's only going to be a store of value. It's only going to go up more. So right now, I think Bitcoin is getting bought. It's going to go, we think, to about 100,000. It's at 88 to 90,000 right now. And then what happened? The money flows into ETH, but it struggles to keep up with Bitcoin. And then all of a sudden, ETH outperforms Bitcoin. And then what happens? Large caps outperform ETH. And then we're into alt season. And then that's where I think it goes parabolic for us. So take a screenshot of this, put it on your wall and keep asking yourself, have I reached that? Do I want to get out of my Bitcoin? Do I think Bitcoin's going to fall back down as alt season comes? Do I want to be holding that because that's just my long-term money and I think it's going to 300,000 in the next 5 years? Maybe you just hold on to it. This is a chart that we show every week. You can see over here, why did we get to the money that we got to? Look at Solana. Remember, we were buying Solana way back when it was $16 to $19. And we sold out some of our position, then we bought back in. Um, we were buying under 125, we're now at 219. So you can see that we've really had a good run with Solana. Bitcoin, you can see we're up almost 3 times. We were from where we started buying it. ETH the same way. We were buying around 2,000. And now what I'm hoping is like in Jasmine, we think all these are still going to go way up. Dot, Adam, you see where we spent all our time buying and selling and buying and selling, right? And right now we're staked on Coinbase One at 14% on these two. So we've been buying and we've been getting 14% on of coins, all buying under four. Now we're at five and almost six. We think this is going. The sell range is up in the 20s. So everything that we've been buying at four is going to be five times our money. Everything that we're getting for free with our APR, just free money. So that's the way that we're doing it. You got to have your own conviction. You can also see that super we called right about perfect. It was at 7 cents. We got it at 10 to 13. It's at $1.54 now. I honestly think that super is just going to blow everything out of the water. So we are no longer selling any of our super. We've been buying and selling it and then buying it back. Um, and so now we're not buying anymore right here unless we decide to sell, say something else like we want to sell some soul and because it gets up to 250. Now we would have been, so high up, even on the 125 we were doing, we would have doubled our money there. We might say, well, we could buy way more super and go up five times that. We think super's got the chance. I know I have it listed at the sell range at $1.80. We're thinking that's more like $5 now. Uh, but again, have your own conviction. Gala Games is moving. Everything is moving. XRP, we had just introduced that, a month and a half ago, maybe, or a month ago at 50 cents. It's already at 68, so it's up 20% from where we started. So hopefully you guys are seeing all of your stuff move up, and then we're just going to do higher lows, then higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. This is our ball. Again, now we started with $1,000, right? We're now seven times our money. We're at 7,100. This is where it is in relation to the ball. So this 65% is $3,658 of the 71. And if you were to look at and say, well, and we move this to 65%, I got to change that number right there. We moved that because we wanted to more in our safe because we'd already made three times our money. So in this particular case, we could have up to $3,900 in here, and you can see our risk down here. Our high risk is we're currently at 895, and we should be at 713. So what we want to do is, and that's because some of these have done well as we've gone through. And now what we're doing is we need to go ahead and sell some of that and put it in some of this other, whether it's the 65 or the 20%. But as the whole thing grows, remember, each of these will grow. That's why I put the current dollars to percent in here. And so, we'll see where we are. We're over 10% on this right now. So, yeah, and that's partly because Super and Gala have both been going up and Jasmine. So as those grow and we want to keep the 10%, and during the bull run, we're going to be a little less apt to do that because we think those could go up, especially Super and Jasmine. We think those are going to be five times our money. And if they are, why not hold them in? Because we've got a nice number and we're seven times our original number. So we're not getting hurt. But as we take our profit, we shouldn't dump it back into this group. We should dump it into our 65% group. Okay. I did want to show this. This is where we predicted a couple weeks ago where we thought it was going to go. And if you look, Solana, it went up and down. So there it went up. This is what our prediction was. We were going to come back there. It did. And now look at, we're all the way up here. We thought we would come here and come back. And currently, Solana is just continuing to go up. But we do think it will retrace, and we do think it'll stay along this parallel line from here and this parallel line. And we think this will keep going up, and then it will drop, and it'll go up and drop. So we think we're about right on that. Uh, this is just to show you just all the different things that we are. Again, we added to our XRP up to 60 cents. We're now done adding. That's still 10% up from where we were. And you can take pictures of this and do what you want. But we're not adding a lot at this point. We're just continuing to move along. Um, Again, these are all points that you can go look at and see whether you want to jump in these or not. And you can see all these starred ones. Some of these were where we were, and now, as an example, let me just check real quick where Prime is. Um, yeah, Prime. This is when we were talking about this just this last week. We said, should we go back and buy some more of this? And the answer was yes, because Prime is now at 9.53. So, and so that's getting back to our $10. And then you have to look at each of these because we listed out where we would buy them, and then we think, where it's going to go to. So anything that was under, like Carrot and File, if those are under at 341 to 350, then we want to say, yeah, we'll go back and we'll buy that. And now we should see all of these rise. But again, you have to go back, do your homework, decide what's important to you, and go from there. Last time we told you we think people are now believing ETFs. All of those things are happening. So you should decide again, what's your conviction in all this? Maybe it's just Bitcoin. Maybe it's just ETH. Maybe it's some of these altcoins. So that's up to you. This last page is just saying, hey, I do need the help. Smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. Let others know. Look, we're up 7 times on our money now, so that's pretty solid work. We think that now we're just going to eclipse that again, and then we think that we can double from where we are now to the end of the bull run as a minimum. So we hope that you've enjoyed it. This is Greg Harriman, kind of signing off from Crypto Corner. Thanks for we appreciate you.